do have a story to tell.
Okay, Jules,
about
hit me with
someone
this story.
who is named Richard.
Yes.
And he was being kind of a dick. So the other day, maybe about a week ago, I was in a Starbucks.
Okay.
And this particular Starbucks was in an area where they like required like masks.
Okay.
And so like this guy, he walked in. I mean, everyone else is, you know, kind of wearing masks, and people walk in without him, and the workers be like, hey, do you mind putting your mask on? It's just the rules. And so Richard's standing in line, and he like walks in, he's not wearing a mask, and so the lady behind the counter like very nicely asked him to put one on, because I was in Florida at the time. In Florida you don't have to wear one, but in this particular area, we were in at a theme park, so they still require masks there.
Yeah.
So in this particular one, you had to wear a mask, and so the lady like asked him to put his mask on, and he like just like murdered her with his words.
Wow.
I was like out. I was like, oh my God. So then he put his mask on, which is like fine, whatever. And then so he orders his coffee, stands to the side. It's a busy Starbucks. He was probably maybe waiting about like 5 minutes, and then he starts like yelling at the people behind the counter again, like, oh, like these people behind me got their coffee, and like I'm still sitting here, like what the heck is going on, blah 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 blah. And then his like kids come running through the door, and one of his kids is like, I mean, granted, like they're small, they were in the hot theme park sun. Kids are gonna be like that.
Yeah.
But like one of his kids starts going for the chocolate milk, and Richard was like, no, you can't have that. And the kid's like screaming, I want chocolate milk, I'm thirsty. And he was like, well, you can drink water, stuff like that. And so while then this is kind of funny, but while the one kid was going for the chocolate milk, the other younger kid, he was probably about like 2, was going for a ceramic mug over.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. Okay.
And so like all of a sudden, I guess his wife like runs in and grabs the one kid, takes him outside. The other kid's kind of, you know, running around about chocolate milk. And so then Richard's coffees come up, and they are the wrong size. And Richard flips out.
No.
He was like all up in arms and blah, 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 blah. And because when they called his name, I didn't know his name beforehand, but when they called his name, they're like, coffee for Richard. And then he like throws a fit. And I was like, wow, he is a Richard. But I mean,
is it surprising to you that his kids were as unruly? I don't feel like that's surprising to me based on his reaction.
It's not surprising, but the whole time I was thinking, I was like, okay, like, yes, I get it. The masks are annoying, like stuff like that. Like I particularly like, I don't really care if someone asks me to put one on, I'll put one on. But like, I mean, I've taken my like safety precautions. Like I'm not going to just go around and like breathe in someone's face without one, but like whatever.
Really? You're not gonna breathe in my face?
Well, I mean, if you want me to again, but I don't know if you do.
Honestly, I didn't have a good response to that. So go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, so I kind of felt bad because I was like, you're at a theme park. Your kids are here. The goal for you to be at this theme park was like, hopefully to take your kids out to have a really good time. And just like the attitude that like Richard just displayed in that moment over a couple cups of coffee, I kind of felt bad for his kids.
For sure.
I was like, they're here. They're supposed to be running around, like meeting little characters, like stuff like that. Like I was just like, I really hope that his kids have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
But Richard can like
F off.
F off.
Yeah, big old F off.
Yeah, and working in the like food industry for a really long time, like that was something like when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Like that, I was just like cringing. Triggered. Like my face was getting like red. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But
can we rant about something together for a second?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Because this actually reminds me of a conversation that I was having, a rant that I was having recently. That was spurred on by a conversation that I was having with my client, Julien, who you know.
Love Julien.
Julien's the greatest. But the conversation was essentially just, and this isn't news to anybody. Like when people hear this, they're going to be like, yeah, of course, duh. Right. But it's one of those things that's just like so implicitly ingrained into our brain, but like nobody actually does anything about, is we are constantly, I just feel like as a society, we just can't be happy no matter what we're doing, no matter where we are. Right. Like a lot of people are just like that. And the reason that this got brought up, right, and that was a very pessimistic thing to say. So I just want to clarify that I don't actually believe that nobody can be happy with whatever they're doing, whenever they're doing it. But oftentimes we take on this attitude where the grass is always greener type attitude, right? Or they get so caught up in the moment where they're so focused on things being perfect or whatever it may be, right? But people just can't appreciate the moment that they're in when they're in it, right? Like you'll have people who are married with kids wishing that they were single and partying again, and you'll have people partying who are wishing that they were married with kids, right? You have people who have specific positions in life, like they're a CEO and they wish they can go back to being like a regular old employee where they don't have as much success and things on their plates and stuff. And then you have the people who are the regular old employees who wish they could be a CEO, and it just goes back and forth and back and forth. Like Richard, for instance, like this dude was supposed to have, I would hope, he brought his kids to have a wonderful day at an amusement park and just spend some quality time with them. That's what I'm hoping, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he could not let his own shit get out of the way enough to just throw on a mask for 5 minutes, grab that coffee, and just kind of appreciate the fact that he's out having a good time with his kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And I was just like, and then I don't know. His wife was like running around trying to wrangle the kids, and Richard's just standing there with his arms crossed and then waiting for his coffee. Yeah. I was just like,
he's
you know
boiling.
What?
He's boiling for what reason?
He was boiling because of his, and you know, I don't know what went on in Richard's life earlier that day.
Of course.
But like sometimes like you do need to like shake some stuff off.
Yeah.
Like you can't let like one thing just like ruin your entire day, because like what kind of a mindset, why would you want to live like that?
Absolutely. And I think it reminds me of this chapter of the book that I was reading recently. Shout out to Ryan Holiday's Stillness is the Key. Great book. Highly recommend reading it. The chapter was called Enough, right? And it's really simple. The basis of it is exactly what it sounds like, right? A lot of this stuff is really simple in the fact that it's just like, okay, it's very obvious, but it's about putting it into place. Is enough. The chapter Enough was talking about like people just being content with, you know, having what they have, having enough, right? Having the day that they're having, right? Like being grounded and still in the moment and just enjoying being alive, right? And it's maddening to watch sometimes, because like I had this moment, I actually deleted social media because of this recently, just for a little bit. I just needed a break, because I was just like, man, I'm just so fed up with constantly watching people wish that they were in a different place in life, or talking about people who are wishing they were in a different place in life, or myself wishing that I was in a different place in life. Constantly thinking, what if, not being content with anything. And just suddenly I'm just unhappy all the time. Right. And it's just not a fun place to live. Right. That's not a place to be. And I don't know. It's, sometimes you gotta just be like, you know, sometimes being alive and just enjoying where you're at, enjoying like us podcasting right now, can be enough, right?
Absolutely. And just like kind of embrace what you have, make the most of what you have, you know, because like who says like a couple days from now or a couple years from now or whatever, your life could be like completely different, and like you'll look back and appreciate the stuff that you didn't appreciate before, you know? So yeah.
Yeah. It's, I always like to use the example of like I'm just going to use some undisclosed or like non-specific people in, let's say, I don't know, like a third world country or something like that, right? Like you have those kids who are, you know, they're not starving, but they just have enough food to get by. Their family is just kind of squeezing by with the stuff that they have. They make and they do a lot of the stuff themselves, right? Yet a lot of people from the United States, for instance, right, or first world countries, civilized, or not civilized, that's not the word I'm looking for. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
First world countries are coming into these areas, and they're noticing very frequently that these people are very content and happy with what they have, right? Despite having little to nothing compared to what we have.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just such it's such an interesting social experiment on just how much our lives have changed from just watching and comparing to others, just like, you know, constantly being given more stuff, and like, you know, we have like this capitalistic society that is constantly trying to buy, give, more, right? And then you have these people from a third world country who are, you know, they're satisfied, right? Yes, of course, they'd probably want more stuff if given the opportunity, but realistically, and once again, this is subjective off of stuff that I've heard from people coming back from these types of countries, or, you know, like different reports and things like that, is these people tend to have such a higher happiness spectrum if they, you know, are able to survive, at least, because they're just content with what they have. Like, they have a soccer ball. That's fun. They can play soccer all the time. That's all they need. They don't need like 50 million things. So I don't know. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's wild. And actually, I was I'm watching The Sopranos right now, as you probably know. And there was an episode that came on where Tony Soprano like asked his like I guess it was like kind of a nurse who was like taking care of his uncle, and she was from Russia and she had one leg. And he was like sitting there and like she's, you know, busy like doing a bunch of work and blah 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 blah. And he was like, "You have one leg. You have no family here. Like, why aren't you happy?" Or like, "Why are you so happy?" So that's what he said. Like, "Why are you so happy?"
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Well, it's not about like not having things, and it's not about like not having a leg, like stuff like that." It was just kind of like, well, you know, she said something like, "Oh, like back where I'm from, like I could have a leg and I could have my family and friends, but I would be like miserable, you know, like stuff like that." And she said something kind of like, Americans like take for granted the opportunities they have, and that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, man. I feel like I see it a lot, especially in our generation, Jules.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, to be quite honest with you, I think social media has just kind of like exponentially driven that type of mentality, that comparison.
For
right?
sure. Because a lot of these people, and like most of the people who you see on social media, like they're like celebrities, they're billionaires, like or millionaires, stuff, whatever.
Yeah,
they have a lot of money.
They're doing really well for
they're
themselves.
Showing it off on social media. Everything on social media is fake, and you know those teenage kids or whatever who are just kind of living at home with their parents. What they don't have like millions and millions of dollars. See like, oh, like Kim Kardashian is carrying around this like Balenciaga bag. I deserve a Balenciaga bag, which like the Balenciaga holds the same thing your bag from Target does.
Yeah.
Like,
I have
what
no
is
idea
that?
What Balenciaga is.
It's a really expensive clothing
I'm
brand.
assuming. It's like Gucci, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Italian.
Okay.
It sounds
I was
Italian.
just, it does sound Italian, but I was just assuming like
I don't even know if Balenciaga makes bags. I'm maybe it's shoes. I don't know. As you can tell, I'm really not into the high fashion world.
Yeah, neither am I, clearly. But I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying, is that like these poor kids, like the teenagers, and it's like millennials. You think millennials are screwed up from this shit? Like Gen Z is just getting is, and excuse my extremely crass language, they're getting face fucked by this shit. Like it's
that was extremely crass. And
it was
offended.
extremely crass. I hope you're offended. But seriously, it's just like they're constantly on their phones from like the time they're fucking 10 years old, maybe even younger. And they're just watching all these people live all these different lives, and they're following all these things, and they're seeing all these things that they don't have, and they just want more. And it's just, it's probably driving kids crazy. Matter of fact, I actually read this report of a TikTok star, whose name I'm forgetting right now. Maybe you might be able to help here.
I don't know any of their names.
Okay.
I just
it was a girl TikTok star, like really, really popular TikTok star. I think it starts with an A.
I have no idea.
Anyways, she was talking about how she looks incredibly happy on social media, but is wildly depressed. Like wildly depressed. Even though she has tons of money, she has tons of fame, she has all the things that you would expect to make yourself happy, but she is she's constantly having to portray herself as somebody that she isn't, right?
Yeah.
All the time. Like she has to put on a face and a figure every time she steps into the limelight.
That would be so frustrating.
Absolutely.
Like insanely frustrating.
Can you only imagine like having to wake up every day and not be yourself?
Oh my God. I wouldn't want to get up. I just want to lay in bed all day, all the time.
That's your job.
Wouldn't want to talk to anybody.
It's crazy, right?
That and like to like sit there and I feel like just record every aspect of my life would be agonizing, because then it's like, okay, if you have to pretend to be this person, like for like pictures or whatever, like what's it going to be like when you have to like video it? Vlogging it. Yeah. What about that?
Yeah.
Then you're just fake all the time.
Exactly. Well, that's the problem.
That would destroy your mental health.
And not only that, it gets even worse with the compounding interest of people shitting on her on the internet.
I know.
Like literally sending her death threats apparently constantly.
That's
She apparently gets like
terrible.
5 to 10 death threats daily.
That poor girl.
Right? And this girl's like 20 something years old.
And what does she do? Just,
Maybe like 20,
dance?
21, 22.
She probably just does those like funky dances.
Probably.
And like people watch them and she makes a little money off of it.
It's insane.
And people are sending her death threats?
Right? Mind numbing, right?
That's terrible.
Like, just imagine, I first of all, like, it blows my mind to imagine getting to the point in your life where you feel like sending somebody a death threat that you don't even know on TikTok is worthwhile.
That's fucked up in general. You know, I didn't even think
sure.
of it like that. Like, who the hell does that? Sorry, I'm like saying a lot of like, I'm saying some crass words.
I was going to say, this is a crass podcast
This
right
is
now.
a PG-13 podcast.
PG-13. I think we're rated
you
R
can
at this
say
point. I
the
said
F word
face.
in
I said
PG-13.
face fuck. That's
yeah.
R.
Let's
That's rated R.
Rated R.
Yeah.
We'll say rated R just for the safety of ears. Anyway.
Okay.
Like, who are you to sit there behind a computer screen or just in general?
Yeah.
And like say death threats to like I don't know, maybe she's like 22, a 22-year-old
she might be 22,
girl who's
maybe.
like just having some fun.
Yep. Well, at least at first.
And now
she's
it's like
not
this,
having fun because she has to do it constantly.
That's so annoying.
And it's not. It became what once was just like a fun thing to do is probably her entire life. And once again, has to protect that image, right? And has to seem okay, but is truly just disintegrating mental health wise. But she also cannot display that, right? Or if she does, it has to be in a certain manner, right? That will be appropriate. Because if she doesn't, then I mean, you kind of have like the Britney Spears head shaving situation, right? And it's just it's wild to imagine that, because I don't know, it's just you sit there and think about those kids who, like, so many kids nowadays like aspire to be TikTok stars and YouTube stars and stuff like that, and then we forget to just realize that's like when is
not all glamorous.
Yeah, when is enough? Like when can you just be happy? Like let yourself. It's like people always say that I'll be happy when blank, right? I'll be happy when blank. Right?
Yeah.
And this is something that I have to work on consistently myself. But it's just like I feel like that I will be happy when blank is a really hard life to live.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it constantly moves.
And it's exhausting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor TikTok stars.
Poor TikTok stars.
Yeah.
I feel sad.
I never thought I would be sitting here defending them, but honestly, it sounds terrible.
Yeah. And you know what sucks is because like they could have like 10,000 comments on a video, like gassing them up, like just being like, you're great. I love your dances. Keep going, girl.
Yeah.
And then you have those like 20, 30 people who like talk shit.
Yeah.
And then like those are the comments that stick with you.
Yeah, of course.
Like that's the stuff. And it's so, I just hate how like contagious negativity can be.
Ooh, it's really contagious.
It's so contagious. And it like, I don't know. I try. And that's something like I feel like I've kind of like gotten a little more in tune with is because like no matter what, if someone sees that you're in a bad mood, and I do the exact same thing. Like if I see that someone's in a shitty mood, I'm just going to kind of like shut down.
Mm-hmm.
But like if I like go up to say like one of my clients comes in and I'm having kind of a rough day, like I'm still going to be like, hey, how are you? Like great to see you. What'd you do this weekend? Blah, 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 blah. Like, cause it's like, like I'm not just thinking about me. I'm thinking about that other person.
For sure.
Just be a positive light in people's life.
Yeah. And no, I
Sounds
totally
a little
agree.
cheesy,
like,
but it's true.
I was about to say,
it's
like
true.
you laugh, but like for real.
You
like,
never know whose day you can make.
Yeah. You can,
Yeah.
and just like you were talking about before with Richard, right? He might have been having an awful day, but like Richard, as much as Richard was being a shit human being in that moment, right? Just imagine if you had taken like 5 seconds to, this is why you should just treat everybody with, kindness and respect as much as possible, right? There's always a give and a take. Like you can't just let people trample over you, but treat everybody as often as possible with kindness and respect, because you never know how that's going to completely shape and change the rest of the day. It might have a ripple effect on a bunch of Starbucks employees who are just wanting to get through their workday.
Exactly. It was packed in there. It was hot in there. Like they're literally just trying to like do their job.
Serve their coffee.
Exactly.
And get the fuck out of there.
And they don't
probably.
need someone yelling at them. Can you imagine if you're just running around like a chicken with your head cut off and then someone starts yelling at you?
I've been there. I used to work for Chipotle. Happened to me multiple times.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It was
that
awful.
That sucks.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the managers were the ones who I felt worse for. But like, because it would go from them yelling at us to, can I speak to your manager, than them yelling at the manager.
And a lot of the times, at least like where I was at, like a coal fire, like sometimes like the manager on duty was like a kid.
Yeah.
Like
for sure. Like the 21 years old.
Like the general manager, you know, was off for the day, and then like some shit goes down, and like this 21, 22-year-old guy has to come up to this table and like deal with it
by a bunch of 50-year-olds.
All he can do, because he doesn't have the authority to be like, oh, like I can like comp your entire check or whatever. Like all he can do is be like, I'm sorry. Have a coupon for a free pizza.
Yeah.
Like that's all. Like that's it.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's wild. Yeah, I watched literally like 20-year-old managers get annihilated and bounce back from that. I mean, people used to cry. Like, this opened up so many so many windows for me of just like why would we ever do this to other people in our society?
Yeah.
Is I used to watch poor high school kids run off to the and you might have seen this too, run off to the walk-in fridge.
I've lived this.
So you've lived this to go cry.
Yeah.
To like cry aggressively because they just got annihilated by somebody verbally.
Yes. Yes.
You've lived that.
I've lived that.
So
a couple times actually.
Yeah.
And like everything's been like out of my hands, and like it's never been like a life-threatening situation. It's just like someone who's had a shitty day.
Yeah.
Just like comes in. I was probably already stressed out.
Yeah.
They come in, something's wrong with their food. I had one person, this didn't happen to me, but like I was bartending while like at the bar I used to work at. It was like the bar was here, and then there was like a wall, and then on the other side of that wall there was like the counter where people would pick up their carryout food.
Yeah.
And so it was like a particularly busy night. We just got slammed. Okay. So the carryout hadn't like caught up. And so the people who called beforehand and were told like, oh, it's going to be about 20 minutes, were starting to come in, but the pizzas were taking like 30, 40 minutes because we were just slammed. And so there was this like 17-year-old girl who was working the counter one night, and it just one of those people who was told, oh, your pizza will be ready in 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden we had this huge rush, and maybe something else happened. I don't know. This like, he had to have been like 50.
Yeah.
Comes up to her and is screaming at her and yell like insane. And she just stands there and starts crying right in front of him. And one of my like regulars goes up, because I was like behind the bar. I didn't really see it happening. They told me about it. One of my regulars calls him aside, and he was like, I mean, he had a couple drinks at the time, but he was like, do you need to see a manager? And the guy was like, yeah, I'd love to talk to a manager. And then one of my regulars was like, well, I'm a manager. And so the guy was like, oh, or one of my regulars was like, oh, like what's going on here? And the guy was like, I called. This girl promised me my pizzas would be ready in 20 minutes, and she lied to me. I was like, she didn't, like, no one lied. Anyway, so then my regular goes like, is that an excuse to like make a 16-year-old girl cry? And the guy goes, yes. And so my regular was like, okay, like get out, like, and never come back here again. And I don't think we've seen him again. And he did leave us a nasty Yelp review.
I mean, I don't doubt that. Those are the type of people that would probably go out of their way to. He said yes when asked.
He said yes when asked, is because your pizza's running late.
Yeah.
Like maybe like 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
He was asked, is that an excuse to make a 16-year-old girl cry? And he said yes.
Okay. Can we just pause for a moment? Not actually pause on the podcast, but just pause like literally as a society, like all human beings. Can we just pause for a second? People, we can do fucking better than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, can we all just promise ourselves to do better than that? That stuff like that makes me incredibly sad to hear, right? And I think the reality of what frustrates me the most about that is that I know I really deep down know that we as humans can all do better than that. We all have the capacity to do better than that. Like, that is horrible, horrendous.
It's terrible.
Despicable behavior.
That girl was like mortified. She was like in the back crying. So it was just terrible. And yeah, I think what happened after that was like the general manager like bought her food. They like let her kind of sit down and like, you know, as someone covered the counter, and she was like fine. Like the community like in that restaurant was like awesome.
Of course, yeah.
So, but like seriously, like come on.
Yeah.
Like what's so shitty about your life that you feel like you need to make someone else cry?
Yeah.
And I guess this kind of comes around like full circle. Like you shouldn't be sending death threats behind a screen. Yeah. You shouldn't be making 16-year-old girls cry when you're like a 50-year-old man.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, there's a lot that goes into that
or
psychologically
like,
and
general,
stuff that I can't really get into. But I will say it's just like, at the end of the day, can we all just maybe take a deep breath and recognize that what we like, I believe it's Seneca who said, and this is going to sound really, really fancy of me right now, but I believe Seneca was the one who said we suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. And yo, if you're having a bad day, take a deep breath, chill the fuck out for a second, and just realize that what your actions are doing are just causing other people to have an even worse day.
Yeah.
And it's just
like,
not necessary.
Who's to say you can't like turn your day around? Like who's to say like that guy who was waiting for his pizzas, he still gets pizza at the end of the day.
Dude, you're gonna have
I would
your
be
pizza.
happy about it.
Yeah.
It's a Friday night. You get to spend time with your kids. You get to go out. You get to do whatever the hell you're doing. And that 16-year-old girl now has to come back to work, finish out the end of the night, and then go home and probably cry some more.
Yeah.
Like.
And probably never wants to come back again.
Yeah, all because like one person was like having a bad day.
Yeah.
Like turn your day around. Nothing's that bad.
Well, I was about to say, I think that's the thing is like
not nothing,
turn
like,
your day around. I would say, okay, turn your day around, maybe not, but like learn how to control your emotional.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to say response, right? Learn how to control your emotional response. We are in control of our emotions as humans, right? We're in control of how we respond to things like stress, right? So if you're having a bad day, yeah, that fucking sucks. Like you could be having the worst day of your fucking life, right? But that there's absolutely no reason for you to blow up on a 16-year-old girl just trying to do her job.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's just not an excuse. And I don't think I don't care who you are. I mean, you could, as I said, you could be having the worst day of your life. But if you're having the worst day of your life, maybe that pizza doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just priorities, people. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. I just realized we've gone about 30 minutes in and we haven't even looked at the first question.
I know. We need to answer a question.
All right, Mikey, hit us with the first question of the day. Do we have questions? Okay, we do. All right.
This is a big change.
This is interesting. Do you put butter before putting the peanut butter on? So just to once again rephrase that, do you put butter before putting the peanut butter on?
On what?
I'm assuming you mean just like anything, like bread, croissants, rolls.
The wall.
I smear butter on my face.
Yep.
Before I put peanut butter on it.
Moisturizing.
Yeah.
Just add extra oil.
Yeah. That's how I have this beautiful complexion of yeah.
Also, like, are you putting, like, I didn't know that was a thing. Do people put butter on things and then put peanut butter on things?
I honestly didn't either. I thought peanut butter was just the end all be all on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's actually a better, this is more of a philosophical question of like who puts butter on stuff before they put peanut butter. Like,
You're both wrong.
It's like a chicken or the egg question.
You're both wrong.
Mike
do put butter then peanut butter.
What are you talking about? Who
on
does
what?
that? On what?
On toast.
No.
I've never even heard of that.
That's just compounding.
Is that
fats.
one of those like Indiana things?
This seems like a Midwest
This seems
thing.
like a Midwest thing. It
Yeah.
hasn't reached the coasts yet.
No. This stays in the Midwest because they need more fats to survive the cold.
To stay warm.
Yeah.
Mike, is this true? Do people actually do this? I'm assuming so. It's a question.
Yes.
Wow. Do you do this?
Not anymore.
Well, that's because you've changed your ways and you've been out here for long enough.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that.
Yeah.
So I also a follow-up question. If you do butter then peanut butter, could you also like make that like a peanut butter jelly? Do you add another condiment, or is it just butter then peanut butter?
You know, honestly, I bet the butter, peanut butter, and jelly combo is probably pretty tasty though.
Oh my God. I feel like if you put butter on anything, it's probably really good. Have you ever had a grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Like a grilled cheese. Like
Yep.
you make it like a grilled cheese.
Yep.
Like put butter on the outsides of the bread in the pan.
Yep.
The peanut butter gets all melty.
Yep. So
good.
something that you just reminded me of though, and this isn't jelly, but something that we had really similar at the dorms in University of Oregon was we had the PB squared, and it was
Oh yeah, the powder.
no, this was a sandwich.
Oh, that's PB2.
This was a sandwich.
Peanut butter squared.
Yeah. So it was a sandwich that you could get with your dorm points for like your, meal points or whatever they were. And it was this 2 slices of Texas toast with peanut butter and bananas in between.
That sounds
And
so good.
I ate so many of them when I was trying to gain weight, and it helped.
See, I would eat like one of those and gain like 15 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much where I was at.
I'm not even kidding.
15 pounds?
Like
That's
15
a
pounds.
lot.
It doesn't take much.
That's
But that does sound really good. You know, one of my roommates, and actually Dan told me he did. By the way, if you haven't noticed, Dan isn't here.
I think they noticed because his voice isn't here.
Really?
Dan's not a quiet one.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, they probably would have heard Dan's voice pretty quickly on.
Shout out Dan for not being here.
Yeah, love you, Dan. Hope you're watching right now.
Mike, is he watching? Can you tell? He's probably driving.
He's probably driving. Live. Yeah, no, he's probably driving with Logan. Or wait, they might be at that bar.
I was going to say they're probably sitting in that weird bar in the middle of nowhere, Western Maryland.
Yeah.
Just having a hell of a time.
I really hope they are. I hope somebody offers them yogurt again.
Oh my God, that was the weirdest experience.
I wish I was there for that. I really do. But
we'll have our own weird experiences.
I'm about to say, to not put too many niche conversations into this podcast episode.
Maybe another episode.
We'll talk about the random Western Maryland yogurt situation. Okay, so
it needs like an official title.
I know. All right, I was gonna say, I'm like, we do have to title. I feel like we might have to start titling our stories as a whole.
Yeah.
Like you guys probably have enough. It would make it easier for me to categorize them. I just want to clear that up because you guys told me many stories, and like
we've had a lot of like fun times at the Mad Lab.
At the labs?
At the labs. The Mad Labs.
The labs abs.
Yeah, the labs abs.
The labs abs. I don't know.
But yeah.
What were we talking about before?
Peanut butter and butter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, peanut butter.
Your peanut butter squared.
Yeah, PB squared. I want to say they buttered the outside of those Texas toast pieces as well. I wouldn't be surprised. But they toasted that stuff up too.
I remember why I brought up Dan. So one of my roommates used to do this too. She used to make a peanut butter and bacon sandwich.
Oh, damn. Okay. Go on. What does that have to do with Dan?
Because Dan said, I was talking about it and Dan said that he's done that before.
Oh, okay.
Don't quote me on that. It could have been Dan. It could have been someone else though.
It probably was. I mean, I feel like that might be a Dan move.
He eats a lot of bacon and he does like peanut butter, so.
Yeah. It sounds good though.
In theory, when you think about it, it sounds really, really good. When I first saw her make it and eat it, I was like, what the hell are you eating?
Yeah.
She just fried up a couple pieces of bacon. I thought she was going to make some eggs. No, toast, peanut butter, slaps it all together. Sandwich.
Calls it good.
Because like in my mind, like you typically pair peanut butter with like sweet things, jelly, bananas, honey, Nutella, whatever.
Yeah.
Like not bacon. But I feel like it would be like super good.
I feel like it depends on the bacon and it depends on the peanut butter. I feel like you need some sweeter bacon, like some
like really, a maple bacon.
Yeah, like some maple, like any type
brown
of like,
sugar bacon.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's just like crack.
Some sweeter bacon with the peanut butter. That'd probably go really well. Yeah, which is making me hungry because now I'm thinking maple bacon bars, like the donuts.
Oh, where the maple bacon's inside the donut? Or no, that's where they put the maple on top.
I'm about to say, so it's a maple bar, right?
Yeah.
And then they just have like bacon on top.
Interesting.
You just have like in Oregon.
That sounds like a very Canadian thing to do.
It does. Yeah, that's actually, I mean, it might be Canadian. Who knows? Who knows who started it? I wouldn't be surprised if Canadian did. But the maple the maple bacon bar at Voodoo Donuts in Portland was like the only donut that like Voodoo Donuts is decent. It gets a lot of hype around the nation, like Travel Channel and stuff like that. We'll talk about
I've
it all
heard of
the
Voodoo
time.
Donuts.
Yeah, see, even you've heard of Voodoo Donuts. It's good. It's not the best donuts I've ever had, but I will say that their maple bacon bar was really simple but delicious. Just good old fashioned maple bar with a strip of bacon on top.
What do you like better, like cakey donuts or like doughy donuts?
Doughy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can appreciate
doughy.
it. I like so there's a place down in Ocean City, and I think it's franchised now, so they probably have them other places. But it's called the Fractured Prune, and so they do donuts, and they're cakey donuts, but they're made to order. So every time you order them, they're like hot.
Oh, they're fresh.
And they're so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. They have one that they just toss in like cinnamon sugar.
Nice.
It's called the OC Sand, and that's my favorite one. It's just like so basic, just like standard good donut.
Yeah, I'm a big I've never actually thought about it until you asked me that question, but I'm definitely more of a doughy person.
Yeah. I can appreciate both. Donuts aren't my first choice in like sweet, but like I can appreciate both.
I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm hungry. I'm like starting to realize how hungry I am right now that I just donuts just sound amazing.
Next question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we ready?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Have you ever collected stickers that are on fruits? That's super random.
I've never collected stickers that are on fruits, but I've put them like on
your face.
One time I put one on my dog's nose, Emmy's nose.
Oh yeah.
She looked pretty cute. She didn't notice it was there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought she was
just walking around with an apple sticker on her face.
That's kind of adorable. But also, like, part of me was kind of hoping she'd just be like sitting there licking her nose the entire time, trying to get it off.
Nah, I took it off.
Yeah.
She's a pretty chill dog.
All right.
Even though she looks terrified all the time, but she's pretty chill.
She does look terrified all the time, based on the pictures that you showed me. I've never actually met her.
I need to bring Emmy to the space.
Yeah.
She hasn't been in a while. But have you had any like weird things that you've collected though?
You beat me to the punch. I was gonna ask that same question. Man, I've collected a lot of weird things. I don't know. You know, I don't know if I have really like anything like super weird that I've collected. I do have like a random collection of like coins and money from places that I've been
Like
or around the world.
Bill. Do you have a $2 bill?
I do have a $2 bill. I have a bunch of $2 bills.
Wow.
Yeah, stashed in Seattle. I don't know how, like a bunch, by a bunch, I mean like maybe like 5 or 6. But a whole bushel of them.
Like a whole bushel?
A whole bushel.
Okay.
A bushel of $2 bills.
I used to think that a bushel was only 19.
Well, what is it?
It's how many fit in a bushel.
Is it?
I think like that's what it is when it comes to crabs. You like buy the bushel, and then how many crabs fit in the bushel is how many you get.
All right. I was going to say, I don't
I could be wrong,
know.
but
I just like the term bushel. Just sounds fun. Yeah.
A bushel and a peck. Remember that one? That song? It's like, I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and something.
This is about as good as when you were singing to me earlier.
Baba Black Sheep?
Yeah, Baba Black Sheep.
Baba Black Sheep, Twinkle Little Star, and the ABC song.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Yeah. Well, you hit me with the same rhythm, and you actually transitioned to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Because I asked pre-recording, I'm like, Jules, can you sing me something? And you said yes. And so I said, Baba Black Sheep. And you hit me with some solid Baba Black Sheep, forgot the lyrics, and then swerved to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star because it's the same tune.
I haven't heard Baba Black Sheep in a while, but growing up as a young child, a youngin'. Like very youngin'.
Good old Hoven.
Yeah. My mom used to... When my mom tells me that Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star was my favorite song, and that she used to sing it to me, like when she would put me down to sleep.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cute.
Yeah. What random things have you collected?
I used to collect like my concert tickets, but now that everything's on your phone, it doesn't make it as fun because it'll ask you if you want to print it out. But like I wanted like the legit like tickets.
Ticket. Yeah.
And they don't really do that anymore.
I wish I had a ticket stub. Yeah, ticket stubs are cool. It would be cool to have ticket stubs like normal again, or like way back.
Yeah. Like I want
really
like
sweet to have like a collection of all the ticket stubs I've been to.
I want like Ticketmaster to like send me the tickets in the mail still.
Yeah.
And I have to like wait for them, and then you get all excited.
Yeah,
and,
it's a little bit more exciting that way, and then you get something to kind of hold on to.
Yeah.
And then you, because I like like all the ticket stubs I've had for like games that I've gone to and stuff like that, like football games and sports in general. It'd be cool to have a lot of those, but pretty much all of them have been electronic, especially recently, which is like convenient, but
I wish so.
less memorable.
A couple years ago, I was probably like 18 or 19. Well, I guess that's more than a couple years ago, but
I'm going to say, hate to break it to you, champ.
Anyway, I was kind of like going through my room and I was like, Jules, why are you being so sentimental about like stupid stuff? And I threw a lot of my old tickets away. I know.
I feel like
I'm kind of kicking I should have. I'm kind of kicking myself for doing that.
It's done now. Do what you did. You will, but you should kind of kick yourself for that. Like that seemed like a bad move.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've thrown away some stuff, but like, I feel like that was something you should have just kept on.
I know.
Yeah. You could have shown maybe if you have kids one day, you could have been like, hey, look at all this stuff.
Yeah, they would have been like, who's all time low?
Just can
What's
we just
the record theater?
Can we just sit here for a second and like appreciate the fact that one day they're gonna call All Time Low and like Paramore and stuff like that classic rock?
I don't know. Will they?
I think they will.
Or is it just gonna be like Machine Gun Kelly on the radio?
No. Because Machine Gun Kelly was like a solid decade plus later.
I know. I feel like
at one point they're gonna call these
it's gonna be
bands.
like the emo bands.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like My Chemical Romance and like The Used and stuff like that.
I'm about to say we could just list off a bunch of them, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. They're gonna call that classic rock.
See, I think that's when I'll start to listen to the radio again.
The classic rock stations.
I really like the pop punk.
Pop punk.
I like the pop punk growing up.
Yeah,
I was
same.
a little bit angsty kid, but I didn't like have like the side bangs and the bows in my hair. But I
kind of
did.
wish you did.
No, you didn't.
No,
I don't.
I really do.
I didn't do like the crazy like black like eyeshadow and stuff. But I did.
I can't see that.
I did go through kind of a phase where I like overplucked my eyebrows really thin.
Really?
Yeah, I looked terrible.
Like how thin?
Like super thin.
Really?
Like I had like maybe like two like little thin lines on and I walked downstairs and my mom was like, "What did you do to your face?"
That's not a good look.
And I was like, I overdid it. It's like, you know, like I don't know if this happens to you, but this happens to me where I get into a moment where I'll like go to like pop a pimple. And then I sit there and I pop everything on my face and pick everything. And then you walk away from the mirror and you're like, what have I done?
That was a mistake. Yep.
That was like one of those moments.
That happens to me once a month at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I'll just like get onto like a pimple popping
a spree.
thing. Spree. Yeah. yeah. I feel like I'm pretty relatively fortunate to never have had like too much acne.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I was able to do
I was very
much.
lucky. Yeah. I think I actually didn't really, I don't know if this is like a weird topic to talk about, but I didn't really get a ton of acne. Well, I never really got a ton of acne, but I didn't get a lot of acne until I like got to college.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, which was like odd because I'd like already gone through like the hormonal teenage phase and then like all of a sudden, and it was never like anything bad. It was just kind of like, why am I breaking out all the time?
I got like cheek pimples for when I was like 17, 18.
Those are the worst.
Just like right around, like right underneath the eyes and just right aside of the nose, and that was pretty much it.
Mine were like right on my forehead. Like I would get like the little ones, but other than that, clean, clear, and under control.
Yeah, I was gonna say I never really had too much of an issue. Yeah, I think it's I want to say it's because you're Italian and I'm Greek, and it's all that olive oil in our blood.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we can just like drink oil and nothing will happen.
Exactly. We're born. We were born in the oil. We were raised by it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think weird things I've collected though. Coins from places that I've been to. I mean, I feel like I've talked about this before in the past, but like, I mean, I've collected a lot of nerdy shit. I've collected at least 10 different card games.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like legit trading card games, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh,
okay.
Magic.
Nice.
Yeah, like I had a decent amount of like non-traditional card games. Yeah, because I got like into some like, you know, collecting some card games when I was younger.
Did you do Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh? Were you one of those kids?
Nah, so get this. I sold my Pokemon cards when I was 8 years old because I thought I was a hustler, and I sold them for $20 because I thought $20 was
Per
a lot
card?
of money. No, the whole thing.
The whole pack?
My collection.
Oh, the whole-
My whole collection. I sold for $20 because I thought
terrible.
$20 was $1 million.
Oh, little Alec,
And-
that's so cute.
Well, I was a hustler, and I used that money to buy magic cards. Yeah, so I transitioned
I love
cards.
that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It was probably, and I've made a lot of bad financial decisions in my life. Probably the worst financial decision I've ever made.
What do you think? Which card was like the biggest loss in that like Pokemon?
Oh, I had
exchange?
I had a first edition holographic Blastoise.
Oh man.
Yeah, that thing would probably go for like 200 alone.
Yeah,
right now.
just for the one card.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I would never have held on to them until now. That's a long time to hold on to Pokemon cards.
Yeah. I
But-
feel like all of my like childhood things have been like thrown away.
Oh yeah.
Except for like art pieces. Like we moved a couple times, like so they just like never made it. So like I don't really have any like my old toys. I have like one or two like stuffed animals that I like really cared about. But like when I was probably like 11 or 12, my mom was like, "Okay, every year we're picking one stuffed animal and you got to throw it away."
Damn. Okay.
I know, it was kind of harsh. I was like, I don't want to throw any of them away because they used to be all at the bottom of my bed and like, you know, like they'd, you know, be watching me while I sleep. Just like it was comforting. And then I was like, I can't get rid of these. So I have like the one that I used to sleep with, which was like a cheetah named Cheetah. So real original.
I was about to say, you're creative. Damn.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then I have Gunda Bear.
Which is
It's a bear.
okay.
And then I have another. So this was actually really sweet. My older sister, I was probably like 6 or 7. And so my friend was having a birthday party at Build-A-Bear Workshop in the mall. And I was sick and I couldn't go.
Oh no.
So my older sister went on a separate day because her birthday kind of fell around the same time. And so like my mom's boyfriend at the time took her to the mall to like get some stuff for her birthday, like just take her out.
Yeah.
And she went to Build-A-Bear Workshop, and for her birthday, she made me a Build-A-Bear.
Oh.
I know, and I still
really
have it because I'm just like I don't have the heart to like
that's
throw this
adorable.
away.
Yeah,
Like, it's
you don't.
so cute.
That's a little sentimental. That's good stuff.
It's
I
like
that.
it's like a what's the St. Patrick's Day bear, and it's really soft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's way cuter than anything that I have. Yeah. I mean. Oh, I also my magic cards, all the magic cards I had, I gave to, and my Legos, my entire Lego collection that I had from a kid, I gave to my neighbor. So when I was about, I want to say 8 or 9 years old, my next door neighbor had their first kid, and then like had a kid just like a couple of years after that as well. And so it might have actually just been exactly a year after. I think they were like a year apart. But those two kids inherited my my Lego collection and my magic card collection because I was just like, I'm not doing anything with them, please. And then I'm an only child technically. I mean, I have my stepbrother, but like we grew up in different houses. So my mom has like all of my stuff. And so a lot of it has been like, I've gone back to my mom's house and been like, Mom, you can get rid of that shit. Like, please, there's no reason for me to have that anymore. I don't need any of this stuff. I haven't even thought about half of it in ages. And so like she could get rid of all of it tomorrow and I wouldn't even blink twice because I wouldn't even know what she got rid of. I don't even know what's down in the basement.
Yeah, that's kind of like what my mom did. Like, my mom just kind of like got rid of stuff, and then I'd be like, "Hey, Mom, like, where's this?" And she's like, "Oh, I threw that away years ago."
Yeah, it could have been like yesterday.
Okay, like, I haven't thought about it for years, so I guess we didn't need it. But yeah.
All right, Mike, hit us with another one.
Another one.
How many slices of pizza are you capable of eating in one sitting? Oh, this is actually probably the best question we've gotten all night. This is a tough one.
I don't think it's tough. I can eat a lot of pizza.
Well, that's the thing is can you give me like a numerical count of pizza? Because
how big is the pizza? So 12 inches, 16 inches.
You and your coal fire like specifics.
Yeah, I've been around a lot of pizza.
I was about to say, clearly.
I've been slinging pizzas since a young kid.
Slanging slices. Jules was slanging slices since I was 17
On the streets. Slinging slices.
of Baltimore.
Northern Baltimore County.
Northern Baltimore County. But just for the people on the West
Close.
Coast who are listening, they're like, I don't even know the difference.
Yeah.
So
Like,
Baltimore.
she was down on the streets of Baltimore.
Slinging slices.
Slinging pizza. With the rats.
Exactly. Jesus. All right. We really painted a picture of your life as a kid. Let's go ahead and say is 12-inch is normal?
That's like a medium pizza.
So 16 is like the
That's like a large
standard.
pizza,
That's like
yeah.
a standard large. I think I could easily put down a full large. Like I don't know what my limits would be past that because I've never tried. But I know for a fact I could put down a full large.
Thick crust?
Yeah.
Thin crust. Thick crust.
Both. Whichever one.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. I could do both.
See, I think I'm that ambitious, but I think I would maybe get to like 5 or 6 slices and just be like, I can't do this anymore.
Have you ever done any type of eating competition, Jules?
Other than like Chubby Bunny, no.
I have no idea what that means.
Oh my goodness. You never heard
you
of
were
Chubby
so
Bunny?
excited. What's Chubby Bunny?
So Chubby Bunny is when
Yes.
you have like marshmallows, the standard size marshmallow, not like the mini marshmallows.
Okay, yeah.
You have marshmallows, and then you put one in your mouth, and you
Okay.
say Chubby Bunny.
Okay.
And then you put another one in your
Oh.
mouth, and you say Chubby Bunny. And then you keep putting marshmallows in your mouth until you can no longer say Chubby Bunny.
Okay.
And then what happens is they get really gross.
Okay.
And you can't swallow them because if you swallow one, they're all stuck together and then you choke.
Oh god.
So I don't think that it was the best thing to do, but
Yeah.
I have played Chubby Bunny. So I guess it's a food competition, but not necessarily an eating competition.
I'm surprised I haven't heard of this before.
Yeah. I think it was like kind of same caliber as like Cinnamon Challenge. Like it was one of those like viral trends.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cinnamon challenge I've tried.
I've never done
Cinnamon
that. I
challenges.
wasn't that stupid. I'm just kidding.
You're welcome. You're welcome, society. Yeah, cinnamon challenge I've tried. So on like real eating challenges though. So you've never done like any like restaurants like food challenge type thing before, like man versus food style?
No, but I used to watch a lot of Man vs. Food. I don't know. I used to
love that show.
love Man vs. Food. He's not on it anymore. I think they have some other guy.
I don't know what Adam's doing.
Yeah. I hope he's doing well.
That guy was cool. He was like also super smart. He like went to Emory University and graduated from Harvard as well
dang.
for his like master's or something. He was like incredibly intelligent, but would just like decided that his life ambition was to just go to places and do all the food challenges at different delicious restaurants across
And
the
he
United
probably
States.
made millions off of it.
Hopefully, because I
Yeah.
watched a shit ton of his episodes.
And he used to put himself through the ringer, like the
yeah.
like hot wings and stuff, like hot wings.
Yeah.
And I saw one that was like a giant bowl of like volcano ramen, and like you're like sitting there just like crying and your mouth burns, but like you're slurping noodles and like drinking broth, and it's just like everywhere.
I think he said that's why he stopped. Was because after a while it just like took a toll on him of like
See,
doing all those food competitions,
that
which doesn't
and
surprise
like
me.
a lot of it was like volume eating.
Yeah.
So it's like he probably had to put on like so much weight, and his cholesterol was probably
sure.
like through the roof, and
Yeah.
like yeah.
Well, because he wasn't going to like salad bars
No, he was
for
getting,
his
like,
food.
the 8 patty like
Yeah.
burger that you have to stick a skewer through for it to stand up. Like,
So, speaking of Man vs. Food, I'm glad you know that show.
I used to
because
love the Travel Channel.
the Seattle episode.
Okay.
I actually have tried the challenge that he did.
Really?
Yeah, the 12 egg challenge from Beth's Cafe. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's a 12 egg omelet with it's a pizza sized tray underneath.
Like the silver ones.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And it has the plate is completely full of hash browns. I think it might be 2 pounds of hash browns. Not completely positive on that, so don't quote me. And then it's 12 eggs. And then inside of that 12 egg omelet, you have chili, like cheese and sour cream. And it's the Southwest omelet. You can get other omelets for the 12 egg challenge, but like the one that he did was the Southwest, so I figured I would try the same. I got it without sour cream though, because I fucking hate sour cream.
I love sour cream.
Side note for everybody out there, hate ranch, blue cheese, and sour cream. Those are like the 3. And then
The big 3.
not a huge cream cheese fan in general either.
Do you just not like cream based
yeah,
things?
kind of stuff like sour-ish or like, not sweet cream type stuff. Yeah.
See, the stinkier and like nastier it is. Like blue cheese. I love blue cheese.
I love that. The stinkier and nastier.
Yeah.
Jules is all about it. That's beautiful, and I want to touch back on that subject in a second.
Yeah, sure.
But
It's important.
it is important. But I just want to tell you and relive my experience of trying to eat this 12-egg omelet with the who knows how much. I think the total thing weighs 7 pounds. I know that for a fact. So I don't know what the weight distribution is necessarily, but I know it weighs 7 pounds in total.
7 pounds worth of food in like one sitting.
Yeah, it was awful. So by like minute 45, you're just like sweating profusely.
It's timed?
No.
Oh.
So you're supposed to try and do it in under an hour, I think. And I just remember I got through a little over. If I had to guess from like a pie chart style, I think I got through about, I want to say 3/4 to 7/8. Yeah.
That's a lot of food. Good for you, Aleka.
Oh no, it was awful. Don't ever applaud me for this. It was the worst decision I've made in my life. It was uncomfortable how bad it was.
Yeah. I can't imagine it was comfortable.
Yeah, and my dumbass decided not too long after that I was going to do a hot wing challenge similar to.
I do think that, well, actually, I don't know, because those wings can be like real hot.
Oh, it was brutal. It was more brutal the next day. So there was, yeah, exactly. So there was 6 wings, I think, 6 wings. But it's not the volume of food is not bad. So the place I did it was at Wing Dome in Seattle. And I think if you still go there, I could be wrong, but last time I checked, if you still go there, you can see my picture on the wall with milk and ice cream smeared all over it with tears running down my face.
Oh my God.
Because at the very end, so you eat these 6 wings. They're, insanely spicy to a degree that's just like inhuman. You eat them, and then I remember I ate them as fast as I could, and I looked at the guy. I'm like, okay, I'm done, and I was dying. And he's like, okay, well, it's a 7-wing challenge. Now that I remember, it's 7 wings. You have 7 minutes to complete it. I thought that meant you had to finish it in 7 minutes. He's like, no. You finish the wings. Now you have to wait another 5 minutes and 30 seconds without any type of milk or like water or anything. And so I sat, and it was the longest 5.5 minutes of my life. I paced back and forth on the deck of that place during the summer.
I would immediately just like crap my pants.
It was. Don't worry, that part came the next day.
When it's like that spicy, like you immediately get like bubble guts.
Oh, it was past bubble guts, dude. It was just death.
Ew.
It was just my entire body just ached. Like it was just burning constantly.
Miserable.
Yeah, it was. It really was. But at the very end, they gave you an ice cream bar and 2 big things of like milk, like like carton style milks, like that you would get in
like school,
elementary school and stuff. Yeah. And I chugged those milks as fast as I could, and then like I literally just like pressed the ice cream bar into my face.
So like take away the burning like all over your face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so you can see pictures of me probably on Facebook or something where I just have like ice cream smeared all over my face and just wing sauce somewhere in that mix too.
See, I feel like for me it would be like the milk and ice cream that would like do it for me.
Honestly, that was a choice. You could choose to do the milk and ice cream.
But I heard that like milk, it like helps like dull down like spiciness.
It does. Yeah, that's the main point of why they give that to you afterwards. But it was god awful, like genuinely awful.
Ew.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
I'm glad I did it.
Are you?
I am actually. Yeah. Because like recounting this story is like way more fun than like I had a bad day for like the entire rest of the day. My stomach hurt aggressively, and yes, I did have to take Tums a lot, and then the next morning
heartburn sets in.
Yeah. So I had to, my one and only experience using preparation H was the next day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was so bad because I was in college still. I was 19 years old, and it was the summer in between my freshman and sophomore year of school, and I literally woke up that next morning and I screamed upstairs because the pain was so bad. I yelled to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I need help. And she's like, what do you need help with? And I'm like, Mom, my ass burns so badly. I need help. Because I had gotten up to take a morning poop, and it was fire. My butthole was fire. It was pure fire. It was
So, okay, question.
Yeah. Yes.
Preparation H.
Yeah.
That's just like butthole numbing cream, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the most uncomfortable thing because you actually have to like get it on your butthole. And like, I didn't want to touch my butthole, clearly. So like,
gotta do what you gotta do.
Like, I remember trying it and like, it's just not working. And she's like,
you gotta let it set in.
She's like, sweetie, you got to put it on your butthole. And I'm just like, no. And so I got it. Yeah. I got it around.
And you live to tell the tale.
Yeah. God.
With that being said.
Yeah. With that being said, food competitions, they're a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sound fun.
Yeah. So tell me more about your stinky, dirty cheese love.
Oh, yeah. I just like stinky foods. Like I like onions and garlic and olives and blue cheese, like all that kind of stuff. Anything that'll like make your breath really stink, like I like it. I can appreciate it. I feel like that's like the finer things. Like, have you ever had like a dirty martini?
No, actually.
They're
surprisingly.
I mean, they're very good.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Are they?
And then yeah. Well, it depends. Do you like olives?
I do like olives.
Okay. So I like to get like an extra dirty martini where it just tastes like you're drinking olive juice and like vodka.
Okay, explain to me, as somebody who's a bartender, like what exactly do you put in the extra dirty martini?
Just so all a dirty martini is you put olive juice in a regular martini. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems fancier than that.
No, it's literally like vodka, dry vermouth, and then olive juice, and you just shake it up, and then garnish it with some olives. Yeah.
Damn.
Some people put like onions, like pearl onions, but I think the standard is still just like olives. Got one of those beer burps.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm glad
brewing.
that I thought the camera was still specifically on you, so I figured.
I'm glad everyone saw that.
Yeah. Hopefully not too many
That's
people
okay.
are watching live right
Yeah,
now.
it's fine.
Yeah, I've never had a. To be quite honest with you, you might be shocked at this, but I can't recall if I've ever had a martini before.
So
Not sure. I've had a espresso martini.
espresso martinis
That's
are
it.
really good.
Yeah.
And like people can say what they want. They're delicious. If you like coffee, you're going to like an espresso martini.
Yeah.
So
It was delicious.
they're so good.
I had that recently, but I think that might be the only martini that I've ever had.
Yeah. So I actually like martinis because typically, like if you were just going to get like vodka on the rocks,
Yeah.
they do like a 3-second count pour into your glass. If you do get a martini, they do a 6-second count pour into your
Seriously?
glass. So
Jesus.
if it's like $1 more or whatever to get a martini, technically you're getting drunker cheaper.
Okay.
So you get a little bit more bang for your buck.
There you go. So we're teaching money management skills as well as
Exactly.
drinking skills here.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So,
Yeah.
and you know, they make like a million different martinis. You can get a lemon drop martini. It's literally just like a big lemon drop shot in a martini glass.
Yeah.
Those
That
are pretty
sounds
good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I bet that sounds dangerous. I think the thing about martinis that has just never appealed to me is just like, well, I've just never bought one. I've never gone out and been like, tonight feels like a martini type night.
But if I was like sitting down for like a dinner or something, I'd get
Yeah.
a martini.
Well, that's the thing is, I've been to fancy dinners plenty of times, but like never once have I been like, it's martini time. I've never once done it. I don't know.
Martini time.
I feel like we need to change this. I feel like Jules, the
Wanna go get
Mad Lab
martinis?
crew needs to. What's up?
We'll go get martinis.
We'll go get martinis.
Wrangle all of us together.
Wrangle all of us together. The Mad Lab
We'll
crew
get-
goes and gets we can be like
Yeah.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia type
Exactly.
situations.
Although you have drinking beer out of a martini glass.
Many times.
I've gotten a picture of that.
Many times.
Specifically,
Yeah,
Natty
I
Light
did that.
is what I saw.
I did that last time that I was at Sykesville Station. Yeah, so I've now become synonymous with that move at Sykesville Station. Apparently the people know it. As the guy who looks like Nick Miller always
Serve him
gets
in a
serve him
beer
a
and a
natty light in a martini glass. Because at first it was a joke because I ordered a natty light and Megan, the bartender there,
She's the one with the dark hair, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
she gave me the natty light in a martini glass.
Shout out Megan at
Shout
Sykesville
out
Station
Megan.
for trolling Alec. I
It was
really appreciate that.
yeah, it was great. I took it in stride. Yeah, I took it in stride. It was
Embrace it.
Yeah, I put my pinky out and everything. It was nice.
Love it.
It was more of like I don't know if martini glass. It was really like it looked almost more like a margarita, like a small margarita.
Oh, yeah, with the
glass.
blue like rim at the top. Yeah,
It was like really like it was like a big ass martini if it was a martini glass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess now my thing going forward through the rest of my life is drink beer out of a martini glass, which I now feel weird for drinking.
Lost without it.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with the current beer that I'm drinking. Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Mike, you got any martini glasses?
Yeah. Do you have any?
Actually, no.
Dang.
Actually, no.
Actually, no.
I don't think I have any like on hand either.
You don't just carry martini glasses with you?
No. I do have my like car wine, but
your car wine is
I don't like drink it and drive, but
you had the I was about to say, just to be very clear to everybody listening, Giules does not drink and drive.
no, that is very dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't condone it, but I do transport alcohol in my car,
listen,
and
you kinda have
I
your
usually
little-
stay strapped.
You kind of have your
Just in
magic box of
case.
drinks.
I do
Yeah.
have the magic box. It's just like random like alcohols all
Yeah.
in a cardboard box in my trunk.
I must say that magic box has served me before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Served a lot of people.
I guess it served us.
Yeah, and Julian.
Yeah. I guess yeah. Yeah, it did.
It served Dan. I think
Yeah.
it served Mike at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because we're gonna go to Oscars. It was
It
too
was
packed.
There wasn't a single table open, and like
Yeah.
there was no standing room at the bar.
Exactly, which is wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when it was
'cause it
like,
was like a
7
Thursday.
o'clock on a Thursday.
Was it Thursday or was it Friday? Friday. It was Friday. It was
Yeah,
Friday.
you're probably
It was
right.
Friday. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense then.
Because the 7 o'clock on Thursdays we're here.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Good point.
We're
very
here
good point.
drinking instead of out drinking.
Yes. Point being though is that yes, your magic box of drinks has helped me out.
The treasure chest.
Where are we at, Mike? Time wise.
An hour and 6.
Do we have one more?
Yeah, let's
question
do
in
one
us?
more.
One more question. Hit us.
Another.
Okay, the question is, if someone wrote a biography about you, what do you think the title should be? That's a great question.
I think I have an answer.
You do?
Yeah.
This quickly?
I think so.
Impressive.
I think it would be like a culmination. It would be like Big Stabby, No Rules Jules, Rose 0414, etc.
That's
Read it.
Yeah, read
Fit
all about
bitch.
it.
Yeah.
Read all about
Read all about
Fit
it.
bitch, read all about it.
Exactly.
I like it.
I'm trying to
I
think
like
of other
it.
ones.
It's just a list of. It should just be the title. Should just be a running list of all your nicknames.
Yeah.
Like just like the front page of your autobiography.
And it just like in
is
little,
just,
yeah.
in like tiny
Just
script.
like name them all.
Just all of
My
your
full
nicknames.
name is not on there.
No,
Anyway.
not even slightly. Like
Nope.
we cannot have your name, your real name, even close to that thing.
Nope.
Except for the inside of the book, because it's an
Never.
autobiography.
Is it autobiography or regular biography?
I think it's an autobiography. Yeah.
Biography.
Biography? No,
Who would
never mind.
write? Who would write it?
Who would Dan?
Yeah. Who do you? Dan would write my biography.
Yes, 100%. Dan's already written
Dan,
a book.
I was gonna say Dan.
Yeah.
One, he's
Did it.
already written a book, and he does know a lot about my life.
Yeah.
So
Dan would 100% write
Yeah.
your biography.
I'd trust Dan to write it. I think he would definitely captivate the audience too.
Also, did I
With
just
his
ask who would
wordsmithing.
write her autobiography? That's a really dumb question because an autobiography is written by yourself.
I think you can say whatever you want. It's your podcast.
Okay, cool. Thanks. It's an auto podcast.
Auto podcast. Autocast.
Autocast. Yeah. So it just came to that realization. God, what would mine be titled?
The Chronicles of Alec Giules.
Bulat.
Yeah. Lat.
The Many Lives of Stiletto Fontana.
I love that.
That's a good one, Mikey.
Yes.
That's
yes.
a really good one.
The Many Lives of Stiletto Fontana is the running title for
Yeah.
my biography. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like that.
I like it. Who do you think would write mine?
Luke Hillman.
I like it. Yes,
And we're all just writing biographies about each other.
that's a project we should take on for the rest of this year.
None of
Just
it's factual.
No,
It's just all made up stories.
I would love that. The biography of how Giules was born.
Yeah.
She erupted like
Born in a vat of olive oil.
I was gonna say
Singing
she
Twinkle,
erupted
Twinkle,
out
Little
of
Star.
volcano in
Yeah.
the year 1996.
7.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm a little bit younger.
Son of a bitch, I thought I was close. All right. Well, here we are. Me feeling old, you feeling young. Maybe. I don't know. I'm a 92er. It's not that bad.
I'm feeling, well, for a while there, no, technically Jack was the youngest Mad Lab employee. Now it's Jenna.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jack
True.
is exactly a week younger than I am.
Really?
Exactly a week, 7 days. He's
okay.
I'm the 14th, he's the 21st.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I think that's pretty much it. That's all we got.
That's
you
a
got
wrap.
anything fancy to end with?
Je m'appelle Jules.
I like it. All right.
Fancy
Take
in
care,
French.
everybody.
Bye.